Hold the skin on your cheek between two fingers right now. Lift it gently and then let go. See how slowly it falls back into place? That is not the skin you had at 40. It is not even the skin you had at 55. And deep down, you already know no firming cream sitting on your bathroom counter has truly fixed it. Not the expensive lifting serum, not the collagen moisturizer, not the tightening mask that promised results in 7 days. Because 99% of anti aging creams never reach the layer where sagging actually begins. The beauty industry has spent decades convincing women over 60 that aging skin needs more chemicals, more products, and more expensive jars. But that is not the real problem. The real problem is that after 60, your skin loses massive amounts of collagen and elastin deep inside the dermis, while the fat pads supporting your cheeks and jawline slowly begin to sink downward with gravity. And almost every cream you have ever used stays trapped on the surface of dead skin cells, never reaching the living tissue where tightening actually happens. But modern transdermal research has identified something shocking. Out of hundreds of oils in existence, only two possess the molecular structure and fatty acid profile capable of penetrating deep enough to activate collagen remodeling where loose skin truly forms. Just two. And today I'm going to show you exactly what they are, exactly why they work, and the simple 30-second ritual women over 60 are now using to naturally tighten sagging cheeks, lift the jawline, and smooth crepey neck skin without fillers, injections, or wasting hundreds of dollars on products that never had a chance of working in the first place. And the first oil surprises almost everyone. A 72-year-old woman came into my office 11 months ago. She placed her hands flat on the desk between us when she sat down and told me to look at her face, not her hands, her face. The jowling along her jaw was significant. The midface had the flattened, descended quality that happens when the malar fat pad loses its structural anchoring and slides downward over years. The nasolabial folds were deep and static. She told me she had spent, by her own estimate, somewhere between $700 and $900 over the previous 2 years on what she called lifting products, serums with the word firm in the title, creams with clinical sounding ingredient names on the label. One $120 facial oil blend from a luxury brand that promised visibly lifted skin in 28 days. She had used all of them faithfully every morning, every night for weeks, and in some cases months at a time. And she would stand in the bathroom and look at her face and see the same face looking back. She said she had started to believe that the lifting and tightening category simply did not work, that it was marketing language designed to sell hope to women who had none. I told her she was half right. The category she had been buying from did not work. The products she had been using were formulated at the wrong molecular weight, applied to the wrong skin layer, and built around ingredients that had no documented mechanism for reaching the dermis. But the category she had never tried did work, and it had been working in clinical trials for over a decade while the beauty industry spent its research budget on packaging and fragrance. I gave her a protocol for specific oils, a specific mixing ratio, a specific application method. At month 3, she came back for a follow-up appointment. I documented the change with photographs. The jowling was measurably reduced. The midface had a supported, lifted quality that had not been there 11 months earlier. She said it was the first time in 4 years she had looked in a mirror and seen her face rather than what had happened to it. Here is what you need to understand about why most topical products fail and why the oils I am about to show you are categorically different. Your skin has 3 primary layers: the epidermis on the outside, the dermis in the middle, and the hypodermis beneath. Sagging happens in the dermis and the hypodermis. The collagen scaffold that provides tensile support to your skin lives in the dermis. The fat compartments whose descent creates jowling and mid-face flatness live in the hypodermis. The fibroblasts that manufacture collagen and elastin live in the dermis. The matrix metalloproteinase enzymes that demolish that collagen live in the dermis. Everything responsible for sagging skin and everything capable of reversing it is in the dermis and below. The epidermis, specifically the stratum corneum at its surface, is the barrier between your topical products and the tissue that actually needs them. The stratum corneum is composed of dead corneocyte cells embedded in a lipid matrix. Its primary biological function is to keep things out. Water in, everything else out. A standard skincare product molecule needs to be below approximately 500 Daltons in molecular weight and have a specific lipophilic character to cross this barrier. Most skincare ingredients do not meet these criteria. They are too large, too water soluble, too hydrophilic. They sit on the surface, create temporary feeling of smoothness and are washed off or evaporated before a single molecule reaches a living cell. The oils I am about to show you meet the criteria. Their fatty acid molecules are small enough, lipophilic enough, and in several cases chemically active enough to disrupt the stratum corneum lipid matrix and penetrate into the living dermis, where they can do what no firming cream has ever done for your skin: deliver real biological signals to real living cells in the real tissue where sagging originates. In this video, I will reveal the only oils that peer-reviewed clinical research confirms can penetrate the dermis, reactivate dormant fibroblasts, inhibit the MMP enzymes dismantling your collagen scaffold, and produce measurable tightening and lifting in sagging skin after 60. I will give you the exact clinical evidence behind each one, the precise mechanisms by which they work, and the specific protocol for combining and applying them for maximum results. Stay with me because the oil coming up, oil at number 2 on this list, was tested head-to-head against a prescription retinoid cream in a 2019 clinical trial and produced statistically comparable results in skin firmness improvement at fraction of the cost and with 0 side effects. Every reference is in the description. Drop your country in the comments below. I read every single one. Oil number 5, pomegranate seed oil, the collagen architect. Most people have never considered pomegranate seed oil for skin. It does not have the cultural history of castor oil or the marketing budget of rosehip, but the clinical research behind it is quietly extraordinary, and its specific mechanism of action for sagging skin is unlike any other oil on this list. Pomegranate seed oil is the only plant oil that contains significant concentrations of punicic acid, a conjugated fatty acid that accounts for approximately 65 to 80% of its total fatty acid composition. Punicic acid is an omega-5 fatty acid, a category with almost no other dietary or topical sources, and its specific molecular geometry allows it to integrate into the lipid bilayer of fibroblast cell membranes with unusual efficiency. A 2009 study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that punicic acid exposure increased fibroblast proliferation by 127% in aged skin tissue samples compared to untreated controls. Not 27%, 127%. The dormant fibroblasts in aging skin not only reactivated, but multiplied. More fibroblasts producing collagen means more collagen being produced simultaneously across the treated tissue. Pomegranate seed oil also contains ellagic acid, a polyphenol that a 2014 study in experimental dermatology found directly inhibits MMP1, the primary matrix metalloproteinase enzyme responsible for type 1 collagen degradation in facial skin. Fibroblast proliferation building new collagen, while MMP inhibition protects it from being broken down simultaneously. This dual action is what makes pomegranate seed oil not just a moisturizing oil. but a structural rebuilding compound. A 2006 clinical study conducted at the University of Wisconsin tested topical pomegranate seed oil on human skin and used skin biopsy analysis to confirm increased epidermal thickness and measurable improvements in dermal collagen density after consistent topical application. Epidermal thickening is a direct indicator of improved fibroblast activity in the dermis below because the signals that thicken the epidermis originate in the dermal fibroblast layer. For this protocol, use cold pressed, unrefined pomegranate seed oil. It should have a slightly reddish amber color. Pale or colorless versions have been processed and the punicic acid content is significantly reduced. Apply 2 to 3 drops warmed between your fingertips to the jowl area and lower face every evening. Pomegranate seed oil is thin enough to absorb well on its own, but penetrates most effectively when layered over the castor oil base described in the application protocol at the end of this video. Expect early texture improvements within 2 to 3 weeks and structural firmness improvements beginning around week 6 to 8 with consistent nightly use. Oil number 4, sea buckthorn berry oil, the structural fat restorer. Sea buckthorn berry oil is the most biochemically complex plant oil on this list. A 2021 comprehensive analysis published